Hi, ik ben Austin. Mijn Nederlands is nog niet zo goed, daarom ik ga mijn presentatie in het Engels doen. Well, if you haven't judged from my horrible Dutch accent, I'm not from here. I was born in India in a place called Dharwad. I did my bachelor's there in business and accounting, and like most young people there too, I migrated to a bigger city to find employment and to experience life. I worked in Bangalore for a BPO, business processing outsourcing unit, where we did technical support for Microsoft. And after that, I got an opportunity to move to Dubai, Middle East, where I worked for a software company in a wide variety of roles, doing sales, business process consulting, account management, partner management, and so on. So it was during this period that I realized I lacked a scientific foundation in business decision making and business analysis. That's why I decided to do my master's. And I chose Netherlands there because my then girlfriend, now wife, is from Netherlands. So it was not a hard choice. I did my pre-master's and master's at Rutgers in business and ICT. And then towards the end of my project, I heard about this exciting new opportunity to do research in the energy sector. And that's how I got acquainted with Hugo, and I'm here to talk to you about my research. Now, about my research, it has been business as usual for the energy industry, say for the past 60 to 70 years. Well, this is not to downplay the amazing energy engineering feat and the scale of operations they have accomplished, but there have been really little radical changes in the way they've been doing business for the past 70 years or so. But all of that is about to change. Of course, there are the usual suspects. The emergence of new technology, such as decentralized and more cleaner technologies which allow for decentralized production of energy, and changing consumer demand, depletion of fossil fuels, and so on and so forth. So there's a massive push from the community and the energy industry to shift to a more sustainable form of energy system. And these challenges can be broadly classified into mainly three broad challenges. That is the technological challenge, policy and regulation challenges, and viable business ecosystems. And my research focuses on mainly the last one, that is the viable business ecosystems. Now, what do I mean by a business ecosystem or an energy business ecosystem? This whole vision is aptly depicted in this picture, where you have various different players working together, participating in this business ecosystem. You obviously have your traditional players here, the nuclear power plants, the coal-fired power plants, and the traditional oil and gas industry. But what is interesting here is, with the help of new technologies, there are new players entering the arena, such as the wind farms, the solar farms. And you have something very, very interesting here is the formerly passive consumers, such as the houses and businesses, are entering the arena with, say, the solar panels with their micro CHPs. And also the new technologies such as the fuel cells. Now, all of these new players are entering the market, which implies there needs to be change in the way business is done, the way they interact with each other. And that brings me to the focus of my research question. That's my research question there. How to determine a viable configuration of cooperative smart grid business ecosystems. what I'm essentially saying here, in simple terms, is I want to arrive at a method which will allow one to determine if this given configuration of services is viable. When I say viable, I mean two things. One is, of course, in economic terms, when everyone makes a profit, the business ecosystem is viable. But the motivation for these decentralized players to enter the market, for example, there's a reason why this house owner has taken the trouble to go to the market, buy the solar panels, install it on his rooftop. Maybe he's looking for values beyond economic terms. Maybe he wants to reduce his carbon footprint on the planet. Maybe he's looking to, say, reduce his dependence on fossil fuels. So when I say viable, I mean it both in terms of economic and non-economic terms. So I want to arrive at a method which will allow one to determine if a given configuration of services is viable, and if it is not, how do we make it viable? And the link with entrepreneurial networks is pretty straightforward and apparent. The challenges that I've outlined here of creating sustainable and viable business networks is not specific to just the energy industry. Say you have it in the ICT industry, the telecom industry, the healthcare industry. So it's a broader challenge. And why research? Sorry, the animations are gone, so you're flooded with a list of motivations here. I find research challenging and rewarding. Why? Because there is room for creativity, moving into uncharted territory and taking risks. You're really limited by your imagination here. Of course, your imagination has to be substantiated with proof. You just can't come and say, hey, you know what, I found out the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. So yeah, you have to substantiate your creativity and so on. And also there's the excitement of moving into uncharted territory. There's no previous knowledge on there. So the excitement of finding something new is very, I find that very rewarding. And of course there's the reward of following your passions, your fascination. I'm really fascinated with new business models, new ways of doing business. And that has been illustrated in my career choices, in my education choices that I have made. And of course, the carrot at the end of the stick, is the allure of a future, a brighter future, and a bigger paycheck. Yeah. So that is it for me. Thank you.